I have decided to recommend 12th and Vine Street as a location for the Phillies' new baseball stadium.
From Chinatown's point of view, Chinatown has already suffered from so many public works developments that I understand fully why people in Chinatown are talking about perhaps filing a lawsuit based upon something called environmental racism, because to spend all that money for something that most Philadelphians can't afford to go to makes no sense.
Here's the core of Chinatown right here, okay? And that's been the core of Chinatown for the history of Chinatown. And what we have been able to do as a community is jump over the Vine Street Expressway. We have the Holy Redeemer Church and School here. And as you can see on this map here, there's various projects which, you know, we've discussed in the past. And historically, the city government has imposed these projects on us. We have the convention center here, west of Chinatown. We have the gallery, which is Gallery 1 and Gallery 2 south of Chinatown. Here we have the commuter rail tunnel that goes right underneath Hinghua Yun development. We have the Metropolitan Hospital, and not shown on this map, there is the Police Administration Building and Independence Mall 4. Now, all these have occurred in the last 30 years. So this year, in the year 2000, the city decides that they want to put the new stadium here. And I mean, the people of the community, the people of Chinatown say enough is enough. Let's stop it right here. And they've really shown very strong opposition to the stadium in the last 3.5 months. And the city has never seen such opposition from our community before. And they know that the community is serious, they mean business.
We could put a first-class Phillies stadium at 11th and Vine Street, and people would flock to that stadium. It would be a great place. It would be a wonderful place for people to go. People would walk to 11th and Vine from Center City. There would be folk who are in office buildings who would stop and get a bite to eat, and they would go to a Phillies game.
The community doesn't want them there. The stadium will, without a doubt, disrupt the community. This project will also stunt the growth of Chinatown, and the traffic will be such that no one will want to come near the area. Major street changes are planned. Callahill Street and 12th Street will be closed. 13th Street will be widened to become a two-way street. Street closings and changes in traffic patterns will affect our already congested area.
Chinatown in particular is that this is a neighborhood that has existed for 130 years, and it has people living in it, has children, family growing up. Oh, look, you know, we're trying to do things, we're trying to develop, we want families to stay. And despite all the things that are like around Chinatown, we are gonna grow. And if not, you know, like, we're gonna fight.
It's a safe space for Asians. It's the one place where you can just like come down here and you just like don't feel stressed.
People who live in Chinatown is that they want cleaner streets, you know, they want like safer schools, they want bilingual education, they want teachers who can understand the parents, like they want to be able to live in Chinatown and have affordable housing.
I mean, there's no community in Philadelphia that looks like this. There is none. I don't care where you go. No community in Philadelphia looks like Chinatown. It's its own place. This is home to me. This is where I feel comfortable.
There's a certain affinity, there's an energy about Chinatown that it's like, it attracts a lot of people, and it attracts like people that want to learn, that want to experience something different from what they experience on the outside. The city has like almost all the time like talked about the neighborhoods, but they don't realize that Chinatown is a neighborhood, and to really force the city in a citywide looking at like the issue of neighborhoods and developing a city is to really like the big thing is like, why not think of the city holistically and like think of what it needs and to have a overarching like plan and vision for the city.
Chinatown's the last community of color, last low-income community in Center City. They would like to remove us as well.
This is not the low-cost option among the sites that we've seen. In fact, when this site is included with our total projected project costs, these costs move to about $1 billion.
From $1 billion for a baseball stadium? No. That's not a wise investment.
The fact is, a stadium at 12th and Vine would cost more than $100 million more than both stadiums will cost to construct in Pittsburgh.
They want to build a stadium for $1 billion plus? Does that make sense? People that live in Chinatown, the residents here, everybody who sends their kids to public school should be concerned. Why should their tax dollars be spent this way?
I can't imagine anybody really would want to do that, or that you could make a profitable return on it. There are lots of better and different options, I would think, for effectively building a stadium.
Stadiums will themselves not become engines of economic development. Comes from the experts that on the mayor's negotiating team.
We have this thriving economy which you can look at and say, wow, dang, this is very cool because there's a lot of economics. Must be a big tax base down here. So there must be like lots of services to go along with that tax base, right? Where's the school? Where's the library? Where's the rec center? Right? Where's the elderly center? Where's the health center? Where's the park? Show me the green space down here, right? The best landscaping, right over there. Psychologically, to humanity is that everything is for sale. You know, everything is for sale. And everything can only be measured by what it's worth in dollars.
To the residents of Chinatown who have been so vocal in support of the long-term aspirations of their community, I want to say that your voices have been heard. An important byproduct of this process has been the direct contact with our Chinatown neighbors. I met with them again as recently as Monday and spoke to a community leader just prior to this announcement. I will give them my word that this city, as a result of this process, will produce and support for the first time in its history a comprehensive long-range plan for the development and expansion of Chinatown consistent with neighborhood interests.
That's, again, the mayor's judgment, and he speaks for himself and those people in the city government that he appoints to office. But he does not speak, in my judgment, for city council, nor does he speak for the vast, overwhelming number of Philadelphians who I think disagree with his choice.
The issue of voice is a big one. The issue of being heard, you know, not only saying something, but for somebody to acknowledge, yes, we hear you loud and clear. We hear that you don't want this, and respecting it. We need to get young people activated and feeling like they can express themselves. We need to get the elderly involved. We have the elderly presence in the rallies.
All the people in Philadelphia! Yay! I'm 82 years old. Wow! I've lived in Philadelphia for 40 years. Right here. On behalf of the Asian seniors, I plead with all of you to fight with us against the Vine Street Stadium. Yeah! As you know, many Asian seniors cannot speak English or read English. As you know, they are deaf and blind to the English language. How can they survive if you kill Chinatown?
We're not a zoo. Our children aren't animals in a zoo. Our elderly are not animals in a zoo.
How much is enough? You know, like for any city, for any family, any person, like how much is enough? Like Center City bigger and better and things like that, that they're not realizing the cost, the human cost to all this expansion.
This is a sacred myth. We're gonna end up looking like Atlantic City. You know, you're gonna see these glitzy fronts where there's no soul. It's all about money. It's about what you can get, what you can buy. Our culture's for sale here. Our people are for sale here. My children are going to be for sale. They can sit on the sidewalk and be cute, for sale. Shifu will be for sale, right? Lion dance, these things that sustain our communities, sustain the spirit, and are the soul of who we are as a people. That's for sale. Everything's for sale right now. And we got to say no. It isn't about money. There's things that are more valuable than that in this city. And, you know, if we can't raise it in this venue, I don't know how we're ever going to raise it. It's really a much deeper fight. It's a deeper fight about how we redetermine what the values are in this country. And it starts with the city. It's like global, but you got to think local.
We're here to say never again! Never again will you render our community invisible! Never again will you silence our voices! Never again will you disrespect us as people! And you will never put a stadium in Chinatown! We are here to say we demand justice, we demand respect. Why Tongan Gai Tin Git Man Sai? We are strong. We are proud. We are China.